Right, it's live. It's live. We love it. All right. Welcome back to the Hobo Racing League and the Hobo Cup Series. Getting down to the closing phases of this series here that we have been bringing coverage of for pretty much the entire year. Yeah, mine is just a small couple of races, but we are deep into the chase now, getting into the second half. So things are starting to really stack up to see who's going to be the favorite and who is going to be out of it as far as the championship hunt goes. Tonight, though, Sin City, Las Vegas, and Las Vegas Motor Speedway are on tap here. 107 laps, and looking like probably 20, 21 drivers, from what I can tell. So, yeah, very good, healthy field for this one. And on top of that, it is the game version of Vegas, so lesser banked, a little bit flatter version here, showing about 12 degrees, I think is what the game says for the banking. So we'll see how that'll make things handle a little bit differently. And as per usual, for the chase for the Hobo Cup Series, I've got my right-hand man, Zach Rogers, back up here once again. Zach, thanks as always for being up here, my man.
Yeah, man, we're rolling the slots tonight. We're in Viva Las Vegas. It's sure to be a fun one. And as you mentioned, yes, it is the quote flatter version, though it's not quite that flat compared to, say, a New Hampshire. It is still 12 degrees of banking, very wide corners. You can take a nice wide arc in, and second you hit the apex, you just immediately start taking that wide arc out. Very fun track. Front stretch has 9 degrees of banking, and the back stretch is banked at 3 degrees.
And I know, Zach, you had, as you mentioned, a good amount of racing experience recently at this track. So we'll certainly be looking to get some insight on what to expect in that regard here in a bit. But with qualifying just concluding, it is a very familiar top three positions there, with Caleb Lingle getting yet another pole position, 30.618. That is Caleb's 14th pole position of the season. He won the first Vegas race of the season, of course, that being on a more higher banked version. So certainly looks like, though, he's pretty good here, too, based on that lap time. Our points leader, Mac Daddy, will start in second with Herman Reese in third. Those guys, top three in the standings. Keith leading those standings by 65 points over Caleb. 78 back from Keith is Herman Reese. Zach, if you would like to take the rest of the starting lineup here.
How far down did you go?
I got just the top three.
Okay, so joining Herman Reese in row 2 will be Fugate. Row 3 is Harry Codian with Wiley King. Harry, fresh off making it to the finish run last week. Solid effort by him. He'll try to back that up with another great effort, looking still for his first win of the season. Row 4 is Ricky Bumbalo and Eddie Rayleigh. Row 5, Ken Hansen and Ryan Johnson. Ryan, 5th in the point standings, needs a great run tonight to keep his foot in the door as they head off to Talladega next week. Randy Smith and Steve Grant, 10 and 11 in 11th and 12th. That is row 6. Steve Rubino, Duke Sorensen are in row 7. Dan Rubino gets to line up right behind his brother there in row 8 with Troy Donahue. And rounding out drivers at set time in row 9 is Noah Wetzel. Jeff Stekenis did not set a lap. Not sure if he had to step away or he might have binned it on his Q lap. It can be quite loose, these Q setups here with the low banking. And you got to be very careful. You step out that one little bit and around you go and you get no laps. So Jeff will have some work to do from the rear. Ron Simpson and Irv Johnson will be row 10. And KJ will be last in line, and he will have to start on the outside with where he is set. Us broadcasters are on the inside line, so that'll move Irv up one row.
And great to see KJ back out here again. It's been a little bit, so certainly we'll be keeping an eye on that 029 and rooting for him a little bit because hey, we all love KJ. Awesome.
We do?
I mean, I do. I
I'm
don't know about
kidding.
I don't
I'm
know about you.
kidding. I'm kidding. He's all right.
And so are you, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I guess so, yeah.
I guess. Hey, it's always great to see these guys out here, and especially this deep into the season. We are back over 20 cars. Still really, really impressive that they're able to pull that off. And yeah, as you said, Jeff Stakana starting 18th. He's going to have his work cut out. He is 4th in points, 146 back. And you mentioned Ryan Johnson. He's 155. So, yeah, I think both those guys are going to need to hope for something good out of tonight. Obviously, Talladega is going to be the big wild card. I think after Talladega, you'll kind of know where things are set. You'll know who's going to be in it with the best chance. I mean, obviously, Mac Daddy's looking like the favorite, but all it takes is just a crash, and next thing you know, he wrecks out, Jeff wins or something, and everything's turned on its head. So I think Dago will be the real wild card. You can tell we've been really talking about Talladega a lot, and that's just because of the sheer wild unknown factor that is. So you want to get through tonight, of course, and into Dega, so that you really don't have to worry about it, even if you do have a bad run there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Keith McLean's plan will be tonight, is to just get another solid run, get the win if he can. This is a really good track for him, but you can also see Caleb Lingle up there at the top of the board. Same with Herman Reese, same with Fugate, and a couple of those other guys there in the top 10 are going to be quick tonight. This is a heavy tire wear track, though. I always seem to forget that this Vegas track, out of the game tracks, does produce a lot of tire wear, and because of its flatness and the chassis type that it is, this is a chassis 2 track. Most tracks this banking in the game were made with chassis 3, but they made this one as chassis 2. So you're going a lot slower in the corners than you would if it was chassis 3, because of the different chassis types, how they work, and all that nature. So you're going to see guys probably start their runs off running in the low 31s, maybe 31.2s to 3 because of draft. By the end of the run, they're going to be in 32.7s to maybe 33.0s. There's a ton of grip loss, ton of time loss. Fuel window's going to be probably 33 to 35, maybe 36, depending on your gearing and how little brake you're using. You can just completely lift here and sail it, coast it into the corner, but some guys might be using some brake. That'll influence the fuel numbers as well. Typically, when you see people use the brake at a track where fuel can be influenced greatly, that could take away 2 laps of gas if you're using the brake to slow the car down in the corner.
Different driving styles and different methods to approach this track. And we got the go ahead to get on track here. So that is what these guys are going to do. I'm going to hop on and off. And we'll get some live pictures for everybody as the field gets lined up and ready to go. GNL, why you no working with me again? Well, you gotta fix that right quick here. It's okay. We got time. I can do it. Just what to do. Same thing has happened before. Alright. Now I'm gonna see just a blank screen for a second.
Drivers, to your cars.
We're going down the backstretch. You still got about 45 seconds.
Alright, good. It's been weird that way because every single time that I still have the appropriate tabs open, it doesn't like to cooperate with me sometimes. So it's a refresh.
We are coming to the green flag, coming off turn 4 now.
Gotta refresh and see if that works. It It didn't. That's okay. Hopefully we'll get a yellow and we can try to fix it then. But for now, though, Mac Daddy on the outside of Caleb, Lingle, two guys that have been up front more than anyone else in qualifying. It is Viva Las Vegas, your green flag racing in Sin City.
Seeing in the chat, it sounds like Ryan Johnson's TeamSpeak might not be working through his headset or whatnot. So he is in TeamSpeak but cannot hear TeamSpeak apparently.
Uh-oh. Don't know if that could be a bit of a hindrance here, but Caleb will lead the first lap. As everyone's trying to get themselves sorted out back here. Certainly not holding Ryan back too much here. It looked like he was trying to make a move there in the apron. But holds his starting position of 10th. Already seeing mostly single file. We got side by side between Steve Rubino and Randy Smith for the 12th position. And there goes Ryan trying to get underneath Ken Hansen. That will be for 9th. Should be able to take that position no problem.
Yeah, this can very much be a comers and goers type track, Andrew, because of the tire wear. So if you want to push it a little harder early, you can do that. You just got to be careful, though, because if your setup's on the loose side, as we have a caution already,
I kind of needed
setup's
that.
on the loose
Oh
side.
my gosh.
It can step out on you coming off the corner, and you do not want to spin here on realistic damage because it'll end your night.
Yeah. Well, does that count as a jinx if all I did was literally just point them out? I didn't even say anything good about them. Steve Rubino and Randy Smith. Oh, Steve just pushed right up into Randy.
Looks like he caught a little apron.
Yeah, that'll do it. Especially with the like you said, with the lower banking.
Yep, he just barely snipped the apron there, turning down for the apex, and that was all it took to get up into the 10.
And after only 3 laps under green there, we've got everybody already coming down to pit road.
And Steve Rubino's rule in effect once again. He causes a wreck or gets in a wreck, and he's done.
So he will end his night very, very early on. Not what you wanted to see for the 07. It's a bit of a bummer there, but you respect the guy for just kind of owning up to it. Yeah, an unanimous pit strategy here, except for Noah Wetzel, I saw stayed out. And Randy Smith just going to go around another one as well. So we'll take a look and see who all does what for strategy here, and then I will try to get all my graphics here resolved.
Do it now.
And we'll see who comes out where first. Looks like it's going to be an unanimous 4-tire call here. Well, I take that back. There goes Keith. And Jeff Stakendis, look at that.
Yeah, not a lot of laps ran, but I'd be a little... It's a good time to do it early now. He's got a good points cushion. He can afford a little risk right now.
Oh, yeah.
But the left front does wear a lot here, and that'll just make you really tight at the end of the run. Those extra 3 laps that he's going to submit those left sides to, he'll feel it at the end of the run. It might only be an extra 10th or so, but he'll feel it.
We always say every little bit helps or hurts. Well, that'll especially be the case at a track like this. All right. See if that does it. Take your time loading, why don't you? Always say we do it live. Well, we're certainly doing it live.
It's like KJ got a speeding penalty, so he's getting his speeding penalty out of the way. or he just took an EOL. I don't know how much practice he really did, if he wants to still feel it out. I think he might have done that 1 week.
You gotta love when it says lap 6 out of -1. I guess because the race has already started, whereas last time I did that, it fixed it by doing something else. So. I know everybody's staring at a pause screen at the moment. And we still got time. I could try to.
I hope that 48's going down pit road.
Don't look like it.
He is 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, that does have me a little worried. I will admit that much. I thought it. Oh boy. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, we're doing it live. Let's just get rid of that.
You got another minute. Brian Johnson's still trying to figure out his team speak too, so it's the night of technical issues, I guess.
Oh, we're all having some fun here. Ain't that the way? But yeah, we got some folks in chat there. Lifelink, Gary D. Gary D supporting Dan Rubino out there. Hey, Dan's got to carry the Rubino name now. We are on lap 7, coming to lap 8 of 107. Noah Wetzel will lead them to green with Mac Daddy, Caleb Lingle, Herman Reese, and Jeff Stakanis. The special Elvis scheme on that 31. Don't think we've seen that scheme yet this entire season. The 31. Hopefully we'll get to show it a little bit more then as we are back to racing.
Keith gave Wetzel a little room here. We'll see what turn 1 looks like.
See how they navigated here. Yeah, Noah, yeah, as you said, was a little bit off the pace, relatively speaking. Getting a little loose and a little side-to-side warp there. Keith will get to his inside, take the lead, no problem. And 48 way up the track there. Yeah, he tried to gain track position by staying outright. But yeah, he's going to be slipping back here quite a bit. As long as everyone can keep it clean, that'll be the main priority. Jeff Stakanis, though, with that 2-tire call to try and gain some track position of his own. Again, we'll see if that will pay dividends in the long term.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Andrew, but when you're almost a second and a half slower than the next slowest guy, staying out doesn't mean anything. You're just going to fall right to the back anyway. And all you're doing is putting your other drivers at risk because you know you're slow and you chose to stay out regardless.
And he's back there now, so.
He ain't back there yet. He's still got a few more cars to go by.
Yeah, he's getting there. Dan Rubino is just kind of checking on where he's at there. Whoa! Just in time to see him just about send it on Ken Hansen. And open the door for Ryan Johnson, who actually slipped back a bit there on that pit stop. Was scored 15th the previous lap, now up to 12th. AJ back here. So both the 78 and the 029, I'm sure, going to be looking to try to make up some ground. Steve Grant at the tail end of the top 10 at the moment. They're also hoping to move his way forward in the number 11. And checking back toward the front here. Is that some familiar territory for Mac Daddy in that 28 machine? Yeah, they can't keep him away from the front here for very long. He has been looking mighty strong this entire chase, and there's something about these lesser banked tracks that really seem to suit him.
Yeah, Keith has his driving style has always worked really well on the flatter, lower banked racetrack. So no surprise to me that he's currently in the lead, and also no surprise to me because I raced him here Thursday night, and he was up there dicing it up with me as well.
Yeah, Lingle, though, still giving him something to think about. Not really falling too far back here in that 113. Let's not forget the incredible battle that these two had at New Hampshire. Oh man, that was one for the ages. And Caleb ended up still finishing on the podium, but just short of the win. But, like I said, he did win the first Las Vegas race of the season. Of course, things are very different at this version, but hey, that's still not to take away anything from what he could do here to try and chip away at that point lead of the 28. But at this rate, he's going to have to win one of these races in order to really, really try to get at him, because the most that he'll gain with that is like 10 points.
They need Keith to blow up or get wrecked, which Talladega is next week, so he could get wrecked.
I mean, that would help too.
Keith, I've known Keith for quite a few years now, and I feel like every time I race with him at a super speedway, he gets wrecked. So that's why he's probably going to want to win again tonight, build that points lead, and have a good cushion. And even if next week goes poor, you know, it'll still be mostly even. And then he's got 3 races left to knock him down again.
Yep. They got Homestead the following week, Martinsville, which I feel like Keith probably has circled on his calendar, going, "Oh yeah, that'll put me in a good spot." I think he's really looking forward to that one. And of course, we wrap it up at Phoenix. Herman is still someone that I think, again, he's going to have some things go his way, and that would be kind of, as you said, Keith having some major misfortune. But Herman is definitely someone that could capitalize on that, and I had him circled as the favorite for the championship pre-chase. Now that we're in the chase, and obviously Mac Daddy's kind of set the beers to the side a little bit. He's been pretty tough to beat, but Herman can definitely strike. Kind of the silent assassin.
Well, like they say, Andrew, it's never over until it's over. I think Sunday's broadcast proved that very much. I mean, I took the lead back in the last 200 feet because it was a fuel mileage race, and you know, that could also be true for my title chances at Fast on Sundays. Not to go too much into it, but it is the elimination format. So, like, I've won all these races this season, and that really means nothing when we get to Phoenix, because I could RNG blow up and it will have all meant nothing. So, obviously, this chase format a little different. You got 10 races that really matter, and definitely kind of the tracks from the regular season that Herman had. But like I said, it's never over until it's over, and Herman could gain a ton of points today. There's still plenty of racing today. Something could happen to Keith, and then obviously Talladega, and we still got all these races left to go. So while the current trend of momentum definitely favors Keith McLean, that can shift
Big time. I mean, Caleb's giving him a lot more to think about. He is all over the tail. That 28.73 has inched closer as well, so battle's definitely on for Caleb to try to take this lead. Hey, gain some bonus points by leading the lap. That would very much negate the laps led bonus points that Keith currently holds, especially if he ends up leading the most laps.
Few updates. We've got KJ up to 12th, Ryan Johnson up to 13th, and the leaders are about to put Noah Wetzel a lap down.
On another note here, how about...
actually, Ryan Johnson's up to 7th. Sorry, I got his numbers confused. I'm used to him being in the 59. Duke Sorensen's in 13th. Sorry about that.
I was thinking 13th. That means he fell back a little bit.
I don't know if I'm thinking of a long time ago. Ryan might correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Ryan
Oh.
used to always run the 59.
As we're talking about that, we have had a change for the lead, and it is Caleb Lingle to the point. I was just about to make a point about Ricky Bumbleau being in fourth, but yeah, that those bonus points officially now evened out for the 113 and the 28. Still the top three, pretty much in a league of their own right now. Keith is he's had that little push up in turn 2. I've been noticing that. It's not really slowing him down too much, but it's definitely opening the door for the 113, although right as I say that.
Oh, something has happened to Jeff Stekenis.
Uh-oh.
Where'd he go?
Out?
Jeff Stekenis retired from the race. He was
is
running
out.
in 10th. Go see
Wow.
here if we can find an incident here. This might have been a cautionless incident.
As Keith takes the lead back, we keep an eye on this battle. These two are starting to swip swap.
Oh, there must be something off track that happened because Jeff simply pulled it on the pit road, retired, and left.
Oh. Yeah,
So
well.
hope everything is okay with Jeff Stekenis. Jeff, let us know when you can, if you tune in. Never like to see a guy just randomly have to leave like that. So hope everything's a-okay. But back to the race. Herman Reese now goes by Keith McLean, and now don't look too far. That Dodge 85, that Rockstar Machine, that Ricky Bumbleau is getting up there.
Yeah, all that battle that they were doing, that has allowed Bumbleau to close right up. Hugate's there as well in striking distance. Wiley King's even lurking.
I think KJ might have had a moment because he fell right back down to 10th. Now he goes back to 9th.
Sorry. Oh, Harry! Kodian. Speaking of moments.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking I'm getting my drivers confused tonight. What's going on? KJ wasn't even in the top 10. I was thinking of Ryan Johnson.
Well, KJ's the 8th now.
Yeah, now he is. Like I said, though, I thought he was already up there, and I'm getting my drivers confused like some kind of amateur.
You're fine. Yeah,
No,
Ryan
I'm
Johnson's
not fine.
7th, KJ 8th.
I ain't no amateur.
Hey, we're both amateurs when you get right down to it. I ain't no pro at this.
I told you, it's not good to drink soda. All that sugar is messing with my brain.
Bumbleau to 3rd now has actually gotten by Keith as well.
Now Herman looking for the lead at the line.
Hugate pass.
Caleb's gonna let him have
wow.
it. Just get run over by Bumbleau.
Almost a moment there. Bumbleau's gonna follow suit. How about this? What I was chuckling at was what Jason said in the chat. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's probably not. But it gave me a laugh. Also, shout out to Bandit in the chat as well.
Does somebody need to take Pepto-Bismol before the race and didn't?
I've been there before. Whoa, Caleb!
Caleb and Fugate getting dicey.
Wow, I thought that was about to be a moment. Now, Wiley King is actually going to take advantage, and man, Keith McLean back to that's 6th place now for the 28. Still a very lucky escape for all of those guys. That could have easily been 113 going around off the bumper of the 9, but that they did not. We are on lap 29 now of 107, and the 73 is out in the lead. And
it's really interesting how the field was kind of spread out, and then since this top 6 pulled away from the rest of the field, top 6 have clumped together. Keith has gone from the lead down to the back. You've seen Herman go from 3rd to the point, and now Caleb went to the point and now has fallen to 3rd himself. Caleb looks tight.
Oh, very tight.
All kinds of tight. That right front, he might have pushed that right front a little bit. Now he's going to fall to the back of the train.
Wow. Comers and goers all throughout this top 6. That you did. Keith's also tight.
They pit lap 3 to lap 4. So, and with the yellow laps, they should be able to go to close to lap 40, probably around 36 to 39. And also remember this, Keith may have due in part fallen from the lead because he only took 2. And the three extra laps on those left sides, they add up here.
That is true, as Fugate takes 3rd.
AJ's moving. He's up to 7th, and he's pulling away from the guys behind him.
The King took a peek there on the 9. And no surprise that KJ's on his way forward. Heck yeah, he's running pretty close to the same lap times as a lot of these guys up here. He's going to have some clean air at his disposal now. And Cody and Eddie Rayleigh going at it there for 9th, but going to keep an eye up here in this group of 6, which is now a group of 2 and 4 pretty much. 73 and 85 are starting to pull away just a little. But man, they're still tightly packed enough, and some of these guys are mishandling that. I feel like things could get a little nervous here. Caleb is going to take 5th place back. This is not what Keith wanted to see. As you said, though, Zach, we still got a good ways to go here and a couple pit stops.
Yes, indeed. How about Wiley King up here in 4th place? Has good long run speed here tonight. Pit road will be quite the challenge, too. This can be a little bit of a tricky pit road to get onto as we see Dan Rubino on pit road. He is the first one to pit here. Pitting a little early.
Yeah, short pitting, but we'll get him the undercut. Boy, yeah, the undercut's going to be big here, but then, yeah, how much are you going to lose in the long run if you short pit? Zach, I guess that's something, yeah.
I always get anxious about doing an undercut. I don't like doing it because then it puts you on the defensive and it makes you start overdriving the entry more than you should be. I prefer overcutting it as long as I can because then I know, well, I can just kind of ride. Like at this point in the race, I can still just kind of ride and I'll just slowly catch up. I don't have to worry about them catching me or anything like that. And then even at the end of the race, it's like, okay, like I know I can save a little and then I can start to go. They gotta worry about me catching them at the end of the race if I overcut. So let's see, Ryan Johnson is gonna pit here. Did he already come in? Nope, he's coming in now. He's gonna use the access road. We'll see if all these guys use the access road or not. Fun fact, it is not required by the game to use the entry access road. It's actually a bit of a Mandela effect. The AI use it, but you don't need to use it as the player. But there is a big belief across the community that you do. You do not. Just throwing that out there. And the reason that can be important to know is if you take the access road versus diving it in like you would at, say, Kansas, you're losing like a second.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many of those guys know that, or if we'll just see all of them use the access road. It might be a rule to use the access road on entry just to be consistent. But yes, you do not need to use it. Some people used to think the game would give you a 30-second penalty if you didn't, but it does not. I know this because like Andrew said in the pre-race, I ran this track choice last week.
Oh.
And I did it Wednesday, and I did not get a 30. So Eddie Rayleigh is using the access road. Yeah, I think all these guys are just going to end up using the access road.
Probably out of this, yeah.
Fairness. Herman Reese, though, has been pulling away as Fugate has now driven up to second. Ooh, Lingle is all over the place.
Yeah, Caleb's getting loose now. He went from tight to loose. He had a moment there off of turn 4 the previous lap. All these guys still trying to stay out here a little while. I think, as you mentioned, with that overcut.
That's the worst feeling, is being tight loose, because then you're turning to not hit the wall, and then the second you go to straighten the wheel, the rear end comes out from under you and you spin out. We should see these guys all start to pit here. They're all dipping down towards 33-second lap times. Herman and Fugate, it looks like, have taken care of their tires the best. They are pulling away from the rest of these guys as Keith McLean will head down the pit road.
He'll be the first of this front group to blink, and he will come in. Caleb is struggling again. He's got to bring that thing in here soon, I think. or else he's going to be binning it here in big trouble. Shout out to Ed in chat there. A lot of
Ricky
CCR love for
Bumble
Ryan
way up the
Johnson.
track.
Yeah, Ricky's been struggling as well.
And now, while those guys have all been struggling, KJ has been maintaining the gap to Herman Reese and has been catching the rest of these guys as here comes everybody, mostly, well, about half of them, Reese, Lingle, and Bumbalo. Lingle really using up the access road, trying to get as much of it as he can.
Great job there as Why the King stayed out, as has KJ. Now, Fugate also stayed out here, so he will inherit the race lead for a short time here. These guys going about 30, what's this, about 36 laps or so. Fugate's actually going to keep going, as is Wiley.
Yeah, this will be about...
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a spin. Eddie Rayleigh's
That's
around.
a
That's why they're
caution
going.
flag.
They're going to be sputtering, I think.
I was gonna say, they've gone a long way on this run.
Yeah, some of these guys might have to clutch it a little bit because... Yeah, they've gone exactly 36 now. Maybe actually no more from the point of the yellow pit. They are going to be running on fumes. Let's see who this might have trapped the lap down. Keith McLean is trapped the lap down. Oh, nope. He might be Lucky Dog, actually.
According to my scoring, he should be. Yep, I'm showing him Lucky Dog.
Ryan Johnson, though, not so fortunate. Same with Ken Hansen. They will both be trapped one lap down.
He will have to wave around. It looks like everyone else, though, should be lucky enough to be able to go around the pace car and get back on the lead lap. That will include Caleb and Herman.
Yeah, there's some goofy scoring going on right now. There's some goofy scoring because some guys were on pit road when the yellow came out. I guess Keith and Ryan are actually going to be safe here.
Yeah, if they're still...
Nope, Ryan's slowing down. I think there's some confusion about what's going on here. Ken Hansen had started to go, but now he is slowing down.
Unless maybe Keith is just taking his Lucky Dog now. Well, now Caleb's also stopping, so...
Usually that's not the case. Yeah, some of these guys are being told to stop. Yeah, this is not good. This is the worst. You might want to take your replay now if you haven't already, but this is the worst when you have a caution come out mid-cycle. It fudges everything up. That's the best way I can put it.
That's a good way to put it, honestly.
Because the way it works is the game says, well, you've taken the caution when you hit the line. So if you're on pit road and the yellow comes out and you hit the line, you've taken the yellow, so you need to line up behind the pace car. But if you are in front of the start-finish line when the yellow comes out, you're free to go around the pace car when your service is done. And Eddie just looped it on entry there into 3.
Yeah, it was all on his own. And teammates of the 113, so may have also been suffering the same loose effect.
So
yeah, now we got some sorting out to do.
Yeah, this is going to be really goofy.
Might be some black flags to clear. Guy's probably going to need a wave around. That game's telling them to stay behind the pace car.
There's a lot of confusion about where guys are supposed to be. And there's also, I think, a confusion about who the Lucky Dog is supposed to be. Personally, I don't see why Caleb is being told to stay behind the pace car. He was, I believe, should have been clear on the lead lap, but it appears maybe not. So Caleb actually might be the Lucky Dog. None of these guys, per se, need to pit. They might want to pit, though, and that's the other problem now. Is now there's confusion about, well, who's the Lucky Dog and who isn't? Because the Lucky Dog gets to pit. If you have to take a wave around, you can't pit.
Mm-hmm. Herman scored as the leader at the moment. Fugate, King, KJ, and Harry Kodian are currently listed as the top 5. And obviously, they've got a train in front of them.
It looks like all these guys that are in front of the leader, they're going to take the wave.
you kind of don't have a choice if you're in this position. It's like,
The
oh, but
good
the
thing
tires though.
is,
But
well, the good thing is they were on pit road, so they didn't really wear the tires. Their only concern here will maybe be fuel because now, because of where the yellow flew, those guys that had stayed out, they got to wait another 2 or 3 laps on fuel, and they had already been going longer than these guys to begin with. So if you get another long green flag run and you have to pit again, if there's another yellow under the pit cycle, you are way more likely to be stuck a lap down that time now because now you're at a 3-lap disadvantage on gas.
mm-hmm.
But they will all get the wave around. They will all get to go around. Tell you who got some fortunate guys here that will get, there's bad luck and there's good luck. This is good luck for Harry Codian, who is in 5th now. KJ gets caught all the way up. He is in 4th. Like I was saying at the end of that run, Andrew, he was matching Herman's pace at the end of the run. He was staying a steady 3.6 behind Herman Reese. Watch out for KJ now on this long run. He might be a threat to take the win. I guess Ron Simpson is the lucky dog. I'm very confused.
I
He
just
just
saw him go. Yeah.
drove by the pace car.
I guess
But
someone gave him the green light.
But now, yeah, Herman and Fugate, they also had great long run speed there. And now they've got a couple of cars between them and the 113, the 28, and the 85, who were the other guys up there racing with them. So they've got less guys to really worry about. Wiley King also had good long run speed there. So now we went from one group of 6 to a different group of 4.
As here we go back to the restart zone, and Herman Reese will get them back there. I also got to shout out the 81, who through all this is now up to 6th. How about that for Troy Donahue?
There are some lap cars that our guys here will have to navigate. Keith looked a little loose there going into 1. Ron Simpson, I think, didn't even get quite caught up because he got waved so late, but probably going to have to hope for a quick yellow.
Ooh, we've seen some jockeying here. Oh, that's Caleb almost getting loose. Dan Rubino into the wall. Well, that quick caution that you were just mentioned, it could happen.
They are all stacked up here in the mid-pack.
And here we got the damaged car, the 112, right up here. As Duke Sorensen, who's a lap down, thinking about making a move on the 81. Irv Johnston's up here. And yeah, that whole top 5 is pretty well checked out at the moment.
Oh, Duke Sorensen, way up.
Yeah, that's no man's land at any game track. Nonetheless, lesser banked one like this, that's the wall. Goodness gracious.
Donahue now way up the track, giving way.
Gonna let some of these guys pass over. We'll put Caleb to 6th, Keith to 7th. They can start to maybe inch forward just a little bit. Maybe see if they can close in on those guys up there. But of course, we saw the 113 and the 28 in the long run were really starting to struggle. And a lot of the guys that are up here now seemed like they had the best long run cars toward the end of that stint. So we'll see if that will play into this run as well. Or if maybe some adjustments on those 2 that we just mentioned could bring them back into the fray.
Now we'll have to put a little asterisk next to the 28 of Keith McLean because he did take 2 tires under that first caution. We haven't quite fully seen what kind of long run speed he is capable of. For what it's worth, he did stay in that train with 3-lap older left side tires. So you give back that 1 or 2% of grip he was missing, he might have something for Herman on the long run.
We're out in front right now. That Cadillac looking to get back to victory lane. I do believe that he has yet to win in the chase. Would certainly like to change that here in a hurry, although Fugate looking for another win on the season. Pretty cool to see. And then, of course, let's not forget Wiley King does have 2 wins on the season as well. I would love to make that number 3, KJ, with a good handful of wins for himself, although he's way down there in the points due to missing a number of races. Of course, Harry Kodian up in 5th place. Winless on the season yet, but definitely has had a car that is capable of winning. Otherwise, we were talking about all them, Caleb is absolutely closing in.
You know, it's kind of funny looking at the point standings right now because there is no driver who has their own number of wins. You have 2 guys with 7, 2 guys with 4, and a bunch of guys with 2. And that's it. Nobody has 1. Nobody has 3. Nobody has 5 or 6. Nobody has their own number right now on the win column.
Oh, Harry, hold on. Nearly lost it off at 2. May concede this position in the top 5 to the 113. And it looks like not quite yet. They will remain side by side for now. I think Ray Dog, Eddie Rayleigh just called it a day.
That he did.
Oh, Wetzel on the apron.
Letting these guys go, he is.
Ooh, just barely get clear. He's not clear. He gets into both the 113 and then the 28 collects him.
Oh, Dan Rubino got tagged too.
Yellow question mark.
Harmless spin through the grass. Yep, yellow was out. Dan's got a flat left front though. He got tapped. He was slowing up and he got tapped by Randy Smith. Oh, yep. Hard racing here.
Holy.
Harry was clear and there was a decent gap between the 113 and the 13. Harry had cleared him coming off the corner, and he was just thinking that he was going to be able to just kind of take the arc and pull up, but Caleb started to get a small run, and Caleb tried to hold the momentum and turn left and just hit the 13 square, but instead it grabbed the bumper and spun him around into the wall instead, and then Keith had nowhere to go, sent him spinning down the track. I would have executed a little bit of patience, and I can argue this on both sides. I can argue, well, Caleb should have maybe thought that Harry might try to come up and clear himself. I would maybe crack the throttle a little bit and let him just come up and fight him again into the next corner. At the same time, though, if I was in Harry's position, I would think, looking at the mirror, well, I'm not quite clear. It might say I'm clear, but I'm barely clear. I'm going to leave that lane open when I come up off the corner. And in this case, neither driver wanted to do either, and contact occurred. So in my opinion, that's how we could have seen that situation avoided.
Grayson's a wild, wild beast. As we're looking at Dan Rubino's spin at the moment. Ooh, lucky that he's got all this grass to spin through there. Yeah, he'll be okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And let's not forget the fact that Keith also got into the Caleb pretty hard there. He may have damage. He's in the grass. Looks like he's going to the rear.
He might have sped.
Holy implications, Batman.
Unless he's claiming that?
No, he shouldn't.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have claimed that.
I was going to say, don't pull a me. Yeah, he must have sped or something. Stay ahead of Ken Hansen. Oh my. So we're into the second half of this race now. He's scored 12th. Caleb is, I don't even know where he's at. There he is.
Considering that Harry is not going to the back, I would assume Keith either claimed that or sped, but I'm going towards the former. Considering the contact that did result in the yellow coming out was Keith hitting Caleb, but I don't think Keith really had enough time to react to that. That's just my opinion.
No,
But he is going to the very back as if he is the one to blame. So
I have claimed a caution already, cautions in the past where I got into someone who was actively starting to spin out in front of me, and the reason I did that, my own paranoia, pretty much. That's my fault. No one do that. No one use me as an example for that. It's good sportsmanship, perhaps, but you don't want to screw yourself over something that you actively could not avoid. And I think Keith would be in that situation too, but well, him and Caleb are both now going to be back there.
And I don't think Hobo is one of these leagues, but every league has like its own little philosophy when it comes to certain incidents and how they should be claimed. Personally, I think the incident started between Harry and Caleb, and I don't think Keith should take any accountability whatsoever. But it could also be argued, well, Caleb did get into Harry because Harry came up and cleared himself a little bit due to the game mechanics. Caleb was not going to spin out until he got hit by Keith. So Keith could be thinking, well, I should probably claim it because he had it gathered until I hit him. But I feel like that's a time frame thing. Like, I feel like if Keith hits him another 2 seconds after and spins him out, then yeah, I would say Keith has to claim that. But I felt like it was all relatively close. I didn't feel like there was much Keith could do there. So that's how I look at it.
At the end of the day, when you're all racing on the same piece of real estate, these things are gonna happen. It happens in real life. It happens here too.
I'll tell you what, though, Herman's happy he claimed it.
Oh, Herman is dancing with joy right now. Both the guys that he's trying to run down to the standings are now way behind him. And we are into the second half of this race. He is quite delighted. He's got to continue to convert, though. He's still got another, I think it'll be only one more pit stop to go here.
Yeah, it'll be one more stop. Overshadowed by my little rant. Duke Sorensen back on the lead lap.
I saw him get the lucky dog, Wiley King. Ooh, that could have been a disaster. He's going to check up a couple guys, but they'll all sort it out. KJ up the track there a little bit. KJ up to fourth. And has got a great run here on the 95. 95 says, no, you don't, good sir.
Keith McLean already making quick work of the field. Caleb kind of taking his time a little bit. Keith drove all the way back up to the bumper of the 113 already.
Yeah, that's going to be, I believe, 10th and 11th for those two.
Yeah, you can push it
in the top 10.
You can push it a little harder here if you want to split this last stint in half. Take that risk of going a lap down, split the stint in half, push a little harder. It's 48 coming to 47 to go. And you only need 36 laps of fuel.
Yes, you could. Yeah, like you said, split the strategy or try and run long.
And now I'm yawning.
That's my fault.
Ooh, and Caleb a little wiggly there as Keith came up in front of him off of 2.
Oh, he sends it on Steve Grant there a little bit.
I think Keith might be driving a little mad.
I believe so. I think he's like, well, crap, now Herman's leading. This isn't what I wanted.
Not like agitated mad, but when I say he's driving mad, like he's driving the wheels off that sucker.
He's got some. The point system. The point situation is definitely on his mind, and we all know that big giant looming monster, the big Cthulhu monster in the distance. Its name is Talladega. Yes. No one wants to end up on the back foot when you head there.
And another thing to think about is I think Keith led about the first third of this race, and now Herman has led most of the laps since. So now there's that other 5 bonus points to think about.
Bump below. Oh, that's
Oh, Harry.
good. Oh my gosh, he saved it.
Great save, but that left front, right front, they are not going to be happy.
No.
Yep, can already see it. Oh, we got problems. Caleb Lingle's hard into the outside wall.
Oh, you're serious?
No caution.
Oh, he slammed it.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent leg. Let's see what happened here. He just tried to sail it off into turn 3. Oh, he might have touched the brake because it looked like it was turning down the track like he had hit the brake, and then as he was saving it, he locked up the left front, and that sent the car straight up into the outside wall.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing's hurting now. He's down on a lot of pace now. Oh, that is a costly mistake for the 113 team.
Caleb hit the jackpot the first time out in Vegas. Ain't nothing here. He's rolling nothing but 16s.
I don't know if you want to catch a replay of that.
Probably will here in a moment. I'm keeping my eye on Ryan Johnson, who just made some really bold moves to get up to 4th place here. He's on a bit of a charge at the moment. Getting by both Ricky Bumblow and Wiley King.
To say as every caution falls, somebody is happy for the caution and somebody is not happy for the caution. And Ryan Johnson might have been one of those guys who was a little happy because that allowed him to, after that wave around debacle, you know, reset, put new tires on it.
Oh,
Ricky Bumblow really loose.
there's another one suffering there. And hello, Mac Daddy. Where'd you come from?
Well, I know where he came from, but he left his tires behind here in a few laps.
Yeah, he don't know how sustainable this is going to be, but hey, he's in the top 5. And in the top 3 now goes Ryan Johnson. Although he's going to push it up the track, push it. That's
Push
not
it
pushing
to
it
the
real
limit.
good. Caleb Lingle back in, I think it's 15th right now. Oh, man.
Yeah, that car's beat
He's
up on pace.
Praying for a yellow now.
I don't even know if a yellow can really help him. That car's been pretty beat up. He hit the wall really hard.
Yeah. That's not the first time that he's hit it, too. I mean, heck, what was the last caution?
Oh, that was very minor.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
That was bouncing off Harry's bumper and barely tapping the outside wall. That was minor. This was might as well have had the tire go flat and hit the wall at a 45-degree angle backbreaker that somehow didn't bring black smoke from the engine.
Now Keith going by KJ. He's going to bring Ricky Bumblow with him.
I'll tell you what, KJ's a lucky man because he about blinked it across the start-finish line.
Yeah, I was looking at that. And Ricky Bumblow almost did what Harry and Caleb did to each other earlier. Ryan Johnson all over the tail of Fugate. How about Fugate?
Oh, Ricky Bubble is going to make contact with KJ, and he's around on the front straightaway.
Goodness.
No yellow.
What?
There is no caution for that. We stay green. Nobody
Ah.
was close. There was a 5-second gap back to Harry Kodian. And Ricky was around on the apron.
He's got a flat, or I don't know what's going on here.
He might have a flat.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, by the time his car got straight, everyone had yeah, his car was back straight up against the wall by the time Harry was close enough to maybe trigger the yellow. Very unfortunate.
That's insane.
Ricky Bumblow, man, he was having such a good day. I think we jinxed him.
It never fails. Whenever he gets up there, something bites him. Something.
It looked like maybe a little bit of loose, a little bit of maybe a misjudge. I'm going to go back, take one more look at that.
Because these guys are catching Dan Rubino, so we're going to keep it live here just to make sure we navigate lap traffic here safely.
Oh, yeah, Ricky came down to take the line, and KJ's bumper was just there, and contact occurred. That's unfortunate.
Oh, my goodness. These guys are getting a little stacked up. behind Herman.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing about this track is well, the track's so wide, you really don't, you can use all the room you want, but it's also because it's so wide that you want to use as little room as possible.
Mm-hmm. There's really, yeah, it's wide, but it's narrow at the same time. Wow.
So now you have two incidents to look at that didn't bring out yellows.
Well, yeah, we'll have to
I think you're
find a way to
better off
pull that
looking at
off.
them now. I think you're better off looking at them now than later. I mean, the race is green, but it's pretty steady right now.
I think Ryan Johnson may have just had a moment there. He's gonna slip back.
Just remember, whatever you miss, you can always look at after you look at what you've missed.
Fair enough. But in by Herb Johnston will have a sneak quick peek here at Ricky Bumbleow's unfortunate moment here. Man, that did not bring out a yellow. That's insane. You know, when you look at this, you'll be like, how? Middle of the front straightaway, but as you said, no one coming until he got it pointed in the right direction. And the game said, nah, you're good.
Tell you, Caleb Lingle is probably kicking his chair that did not bring out a yellow too, because he really needs one. He is getting closer and closer to being put one lap down.
Yeah, KJ's not in the picture there anymore. Did he call it? I don't see him.
AJ is still on track.
I just cycled through the field like twice and... Oh, there he is. He just lost touch with those guys. Okay. Ryan Johnson maybe starting to struggle here just a little bit. Obviously, he was pushing the tires pretty hard.
He was a tenth faster than Wiley King that last lap. But yeah, he's not got the same pace as these top three. Man, that was close.
Looks like.
I'll tell you what, despite Keith pushing his way through the field, he's holding steady so far with Herman and Fugate.
Only 30 laps to go in this race. Yeah, like I said, he's caught, but he's maintained. Very impressive for the 28. He's sticking with these two.
Give a little bit of credit. I was rashing on him in the beginning of the race, but we've seen Noah Wetzel make a lot of pit stops and maybe trying to adjust that race car, and he still stays out on the racetrack and
Someone's
keeps it going.
blown it.
Oh, that's
Caleb has
Lingle.
lost it.
No yellow.
Still no yellow. Well, then that makes you wonder, even if the caution did come out, would it have lasted?
Well, I think the reason it might have blown up is he had engine damage that he had not been able to fix yet.
And yeah, let go. Championship implications for that 113. And that sucks. Ryan Johnson, why they can't continue to go at it.
The way this is going, he's going to need Herman and Keith to wreck out next week, and he needs to win. And he needs it to be a big field.
And now Keith has gotten to second, passing Fugate. How about this for Keith after a little bit of an ill-handling long-run car, falling back after a poorly timed caution.
Ricky Bumbleow just came off of pit road, so he's made his final pit stop of the race.
When these guys will do the same. Both pulling away from Ryan Johnson and Wiley King, and these two are pretty much inseparable here for the last several laps, but KJ is closing right back in on them.
Big thing to consider here on this pit stop, since they are under 30 to go, is they can take about a can and a half. Some of them might be able to get away with one can. You definitely want to take 4 tires. However, if you want to make your car looser, you can either, you can put fuel back in the car, or you can crank up that old track bar and see what it rips. That's what I did on Thursday night.
Crank up the track bar, maybe take just that little bit less fuel, maybe even if it saves you a tenth or two on
Well,
pit road.
you can't take half a gallon less, then you're not going to make it because you're going to be going faster. So you need to take whatever the recommended is.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Making sure.
I know what you mean. Herman Reese, I think at this point, he's probably got to have most laps led all but locked up.
One would think he should.
Keith,
Yeah,
though,
Keith.
looking to certainly take it away.
Keith's getting tight now. Keith might want to think about pitting earlier than Herman here, just at a little risk of maybe going a lap down. And I think Keith might be better off pulling the trigger before Fugate gets back around him. Oh, he's actually getting a run on Herman. What
are you
the
sure?
heck?
How about this?
I'm surprised that Keith still has all this pace, man. Oh my goodness.
He's just taking that race lead back. Is he shifting? That looked like an actual shift.
Yeah, he is. He's down to third gear right now.
Herman's actually, nope. Okay, he's psyched us out there. I thought he was about to be the one to bite.
Yeah, Keith shifted, and now he's staying in fourth gear again. It looks tight, though. Oh, you about scraped the wall. Yeah.
He's still, I think, pushing that thing for everything that's got. He's trying to make it to this pit stop.
That little shift move worked, though. It let him get right by Herman.
My goodness. Heck, Daddy, what a charge that he is on. And let's be real. He would have won Kansas had he not.
Herman sends it in the corner that time. Goes up the track. Oh, he might hit the wall here.
Ooh. Good to run the Fugate.
Fugate might get by him now if he's not careful. I'm surprised that Keith was able to he went through the field from the tail, and then he dropped it in the third to get by Herman for the lead. I am stunned that this 28 car isn't plowing tight yet.
And I think it has a couple times. Oh, yeah, here he goes.
He's coming now.
Now, this is the money stop.
There are guys on fresh tires coming through the field. You got to watch out for them. You got Ron Simpson and Irv Johnston, I believe, on better rubber.
Yeah, I saw Ron Simpson coming off pit road there, so he's going to be hauling. You got to respond if you're Herman, I got to think.
Yeah, I think you're going to want to pit this time by, and that is what both of these leaders are going to do. Fugate with a little more conservative entry. Herman is getting everything he can.
Oh, no, it's not going to work.
He's in the
Watch
grass.
out, KJ.
Fugate spins it onto the track.
Dan Rubino hard in the wall. Oh, don't get into Herman.
No yellow. We stay green. And Keith McLean might have just been gifted a big win because everybody else was scattering everywhere. I'll tell you what, that's like the fourth incident now that probably should have been a yellow that wasn't during this green flag run.
Can you say that after getting some bad luck there with that caution falling earlier for Keith, that he's been living a rather charmed life since then? Because, yeah, that might all but seal the deal.
You gotta hang on now. Keith is still currently a lap down, but as Keith goes by, Herman is just getting off of pit road. Fugate even further behind because he spun. Keith is gone.
KJ's still staying out so far.
KJ
trying to go the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think KJ's probably going to stretch the fuel as long as he can take it because he was about 2 seconds behind the leaders. He wasn't in a place really to win from there. I don't know if he would try to take 2 tires in a can. He might not. He might just be hoping for a yellow here and have all these guys be stuck a lap down.
I think that, yeah. I think taking 2 tires at this track, there's no way that you could hold on to that. But he's pushing a long way.
Steve Grant's looking at the same ploy here. Troy Donahue, I think, said he's pitting here. Yep, he is. And that's another reason why I think a lot of these guys, if they employ it in the future, they'd be better off just pitting off a 4, because if you overshoot the access road and you get in the grass, whoever is on the track, it becomes a sitting duck, because you're going to slide right back into them because of that grass that's down there.
There's not a whole lot that you can do once you start sliding.
So Wiley
Plane's
King
making quick work.
Wiley King pit earlier than Keith did, and he's currently in front of Keith, trying to make that Pontiac wide.
So that is for position, but obviously Keith, way superior tires.
Ooh, don't push the issue. 17 to go, and you're both a lap down.
There he goes. KJ coming in on the overcut route. Troy Donahue bringing it off of pit road at the moment, just kind of cycling through, seeing where everybody's at.
Steve Grant will inherit the lead.
Grant going another. Yeah, he is.
Herman and Ryan Johnson will get their laps back here. This will let us see what the gap is officially from Herman to Keith. He looks like he's lost about a straightaway. The length of the back straightaway has been lost because of that pit entry mishap.
Ryan Johnson also has damage on his left side. And is about to pass Herman.
Okay, the gap from Keith to Herman is 6 seconds.
Wow. This
I
is
don't
about
know
as
where
chaotic of a green flag race as you can get.
I'm wondering where that door damage came from on Ryan Johnson. I'm going to go take a look here. Let's see. Oh, are we for real?
Uh-oh.
He was down on the apron in the tri-oval, and when he came back on the track, he came back on the track so hard it gave him driver's side door damage. Well, it is a bit of a rough transition.
Yeah, it's not affecting his speed, though. I mean, he just passed Herman on marriage.
On marriage?
Merit.
It sounded like you said marriage.
I don't think these guys are going that route. If they are, good for them, but
Keith McLean now is back in the lead after Steve Grant pits. Wiley King second, 1 second behind. Ryan Johnson third, Herman Reese fourth. KJ, is KJ actually fifth? Wow, he is, yeah.
Yeah.
Fugate with his spin lost 11 seconds to Keith.
Wow. KJ's gonna be flying here. He may get up into a shot at the podium here.
Yeah, he should have a pretty good chance, actually, because of the pit road miscue there. He's got the best stuff.
Ryan Johnson's still looking pretty quick, as is Herman Reese, obviously. None of them have got nothing for Mac Daddy up here. He's hoping that these next, not even 11 laps, but more like maybe 8 laps go green here, and then he's got it in the bag. Do it again.
They get a yellow. If they were to get a yellow now, I think most everyone would probably take 4.
Oh, yeah.
Probably add tape, loosen the heck out of it.
Oh.
You might see one random straggler try to take 2 to do something, but I don't know if anyone would really want to do that, except maybe Steve Grant. Steve Grant might try that if there were to be a yellow, because he is the last one who pit.
Ryan Johnson's starting to get tight here. It's really getting high off of these corners. Again, this is for 3rd place at the moment. 10 laps to go officially.
That could be a little bit of how he's driven his car, and it could be a little bit of that left side door damage. The door damage does make you tighter as the run progresses.
It's just crazy that it's the transition that did that to him.
Yeah, if it was moderate damage, that would never happen, but unrealistic, I guess there was a chance of it occurring.
Well, here we go. Herman gonna get down low. I'm going to take advantage of the shorter way around there through the dog leg. Ryan's not going to let him have it easy. And Herman's going to push up a little bit there, get a little loose. Good catch.
Who's loving this is KJ.
He's going to zoom right up on them, even though his lap times actually typically haven't been that much faster.
He might be saving it just a little bit so he can push at the very end.
Now 8 laps to go. Just still checking on Mac Daddy here. Make sure he's looking still clean and shiny, and so far he is.
KJ didn't even gain anything on the 2 in front of him that lap.
Oh, Herman, that thing is not too thrilled about these corner exits.
I'll tell you what. Might be a few laps early to say this, but he had the bad luck there in the middle, taking that wreck with Caleb and Harry. Assuming that's what occurred there. And he plowed his way through the field. And then he got a little lucky there. He got it on the pit road cleanly. Herman and Fugate were not so lucky. And he is going to get a pretty relaxing end to this race as long as that yellow flag does not fly.
We're going to be keeping our eye on this battle for third, but man, that's as ideal as it gets when you're heading to Talladega. And your 65-point lead is just going to grow.
I mean, Caleb's the one who was 65 back. He is going to lose maybe almost 100 points here. And Herman is going to lose a handful depending where he winds up.
He got up to third now. He got that move done on Ryan Johnson. Yeah, KJ's not closing.
There's a saying in this community when it comes to drivers who have a lot of success. A certain somebody who drove a green 18, we used to always say he had a golden horseshoe shoved up his behind. And lately, some would probably say that about me with the leagues I race at. Well, in the chase here at HOBO, Keith McLean's the one holding that golden horseshoe.
Yeah, he's got just 4 laps here, and as Herman starts to pull away from Ryan Johnson.
I tell you the truth, I let Keith borrow the golden horseshoe on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay, I see how it is.
I don't race anywhere on Tuesdays. I don't need it on Tuesday night.
And Keith, I mean, heck, he's been running the Silver Bullet machine as of late. He's breaking back out the Davey Allison colors for this one.
Yeah, he typically has more mixed results, I feel like, in this paint scheme when he drives this one. Silver Ghost, Gray Ghost, I'm sorry.
Gray Ghost, that's what it was.
Yep, Gray Ghost, he usually always has good luck. But yeah, he broke out the Haviland colors, and it was a little bit of bad luck, but then a ton of good luck. Don't matter if there's a yellow flag now, the race would end.
Just gotta hope he doesn't blow it up.
Wow, Andrew, really?
Hey, I know where the cutoff is.
So looking at the rest of the field, looks like Wiley King should get... Wiley King, wow. Wiley King should be good to go here for a second-place runner-up. Herman has gotten by Ryan Johnson for third, but it doesn't look like that is completely settled yet. I'm surprised KJ didn't have more. KJ actually might have taken 2.
I think he did.
And that's why he's not closing in. Yeah, I think KJ took 2. Otherwise, I think he would have blew their doors off. White flag is out, though, for Keith McLean. And what was it I was saying earlier? Everyone doesn't own their own win count number. Keith and Herman both had 7 wins coming into tonight. Well, Andrew, tell me who's going to get their 8th win of the season here as we go through 3 and 4.
It is going to be the number 28 off of 4. And as he says, Mac Daddy in the house. Win number 8. And that point lead just exploded.
I'll say.
Man. And again, you get right down to the fact that it really should have been 9 wins. I'm going to keep bringing up Kansas because he absolutely had that race won. But, man. But, hey, when you're heading to Dega, this is what you needed. Right here. No, man. You think he's feeling a little happy?
Little grass burnout.
Oh, man. He just slid it all the way down the front stretch. Mac Daddy does it again. Who's going to stop him? We were thinking that
Oh,
could
the
have been the...
pace
Oh,
car.
no, not the...
Oh, that's just wrong.
Yeah, Brett Bodine show.
That's just wrong, man. I'm doing a little reverse, Bernie.
Hey, he is the reigning champ for a reason. He is giving that thing a good spin around. And we've officially lost him there, but I think he's getting some good practice doing that. Winner at Charlotte, winner at Vegas. Let's also not forget he won the first Phoenix race, bear that in mind. But by 5.3 seconds, he wins it at Las Vegas. Cha-ching! Number 28. We were focusing on Herman Reese and Ryan Johnson, but yeah, we've mentioned it. A major shout out to Wiley King on the runner-up. Great finish there for the 95, and I'm happy that we're going to get to talk to him. That's pretty cool.
Alrighty, so I believe my math should be right here. Herman Reese did lead the most laps tonight at 54. Keith with 29 led. KJ led 5, Fugate 3, Randy Smith 1, Steve Grant 2. Noah Wetzel led 4 from that staying out early there, and Caleb Lingle led 9. So, since I believe it is the updated Winston format where the winner gets another 5, I believe Keith will gain 10 on Herman, so that'll put Herman 88 back. He'll gain 71 points, I believe, over Caleb Lingle. That'll put Caleb, I believe, 136 back. That's my rough guess based on how I've seen the points progress here in the chase. So, yeah, they need Keith to wreck early next week.
Yeah, I think that's going to be their best hope. I mean, we still got Homestead as well, which of course is a very competitive race. But yeah, obviously Talladega is going to be the one now that I think, yeah, they're going to need to hope for some good fortune. Oh my gosh, there goes my English ability. But man, that was just another case of domination there. And even when Keith, like you said, he fell back with that penalty, and then of course even ended up on the back foot when he got stuck back there through a caution, but then just clawed his way forward and didn't even really claw his way forward. He more so just mowed him down. And by the time he got up there was no turning back. Did have some good fortune there with Herman and Fugate having their moments. Fugate will finish 6th with KJ 5th. Just to quickly run down the rest of the results here. Harry Codian with a pretty decent 7th there. Duke Sorensen, great job in 8th place. Ron Simpson, Randy Smith, top 10. Steve Grant, Ken Hansen finishing on the lead lap. Troy Donahue, -1. Dan Rubino, 3. Ricky Bumbalo and Irv Johnston, both -4. Tough break there for the 85. Noah Wetzel, 11 down, but still finishes it out in 17th. And then Caleb Lingle, Valve is what's listed as the failure there. Eddie Rayleigh, Jeff Stacanis, Steve Rubino, the full finish and results. Let's go ahead and start get some words with our top 3 finishers here. We will start with number 73.
Up front, so I knew I had something for him.
Cadillac. Oh.
Go ahead.
Herman Reese, do copy.
Yeah, I got you. Disappointment.
The 3rd place, but so great run there, but all in all, I mean, yeah, did kind of come down to that pit road entry, unfortunately.
I was fighting, so when I saw Keith behind me, I started driving away again, and I started messing with my buttons trying to get my last pit stop adjustment, and all the way into pit road, my button stuck, and I was fighting it. So I slid through pit road and I ran that whole run, full tank of gas, 14 track bar, minus 150 wedge. I was hanging on for dear life.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Right rear was about red, and it was still running, popping off some good times. Best car I ever had here. I knew if I go head to head with Keith, if I could get with him and get the right adjustments, I definitely, he had a great car. We practiced all week. We didn't run the same setup, but I knew I had something for him. And early on, you could see the class of field. Ricky Bumbleow had the set. Jeff Fugate was running the same set I made. I approached this race completely different from the last one, and I basically took a short track setup and changed air pressures, and it was money.
It was working beautifully for you. And heck, even with you saying just trying to hold on for dear life, I mean, made for a pretty decent battle there between you and Ryan Johnson there in the closing laps. That looked like that was pretty fun.
Yeah, he could see I was loose, and he made a great move by pinning me. You know, I was about to clear him. I could see he was getting tight. And he pinned me on 1 and 2, and it just freed me up, and it got him a couple of more laps. I was at that point, the last 3 weeks I have done this to myself. Bad pit stop at Kansas after running up to the front, and then Loudon, same thing. Keith has been on it. I've been off it. I mean, that's the difference in the points. So I disappointed at myself. I didn't slip a wheel all night anywhere until that last pit stop.
It happens to all of us, but hey, still a run to be proud of, still a car to be proud of. Zach, you got anything for Herman?
Yeah, Herman, I just want to talk a little bit more about the whole pit road entry thing, because I'm curious if it is just a league rule or if the belief is what I think it might be. This game track, I know for years has been a belief that you need to use the access road on pit entry or you might get a 30-second penalty, but that is not really the case. Now, is it just a league thing to do that here, or did you guys just
they
have
police
been used to it?
Yeah, no, you have to use access road, which I did. The game actually, somebody got a penalty tonight for pitting off of 4. So I don't know. I've never pitted off of 4.
I have never gotten a penalty for pitting
I
off
don't know.
of 4.
I never have, and I slid up the track and then came back, and I was like,
Yeah,
man, I didn't get
and
a
you were
penalty.
safe.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I was surprised there. And then what a fortunate break. I was across the start finish line when that first caution came out during the pit cycles, and put me right up back front. Put the my competitors, just jumbled the field up pretty good. And all in all, I guess I was lucky that I didn't get penalized there and cost me. I only lost 5 points tonight to Keith, or maybe 10.
10, I think maybe 10. Yeah.
I got
one
the most
Talladega
lead.
wreck from getting in the points lead.
Yeah,
week.
and I've taken I think the last 2 or 3 polls at the super speedway. I'm pretty good there, and it's a crapshoot. Just like in NASCAR, it's a crapshoot. I needed to win tonight. We worked hard. Keith and I worked hard all week and stumbled across a couple of things. And I just wish I could go back and replay it, because I was going to bust off. My car was so good, I could have run 80s there at the end, some 30 80s at the end, and I screwed it all up with it. I'd never had the button stick before, and I thought I was going to be okay. And then I hear him say, "Fill you up," and I looked, and every one of my buttons was stuck: the wedge, the track bar, and everything. I was like, "Well," I said to Keith, "I'm going to be the next caution. Hang on." Right rear was almost red at the end there. I was surprised. God, just such a good car. It had so much forward bite. You had to have that here. This track, you could see the comers and goers, and you had to. I learned something at Milwaukee when we tested there, and to generate that forward bite. And Caleb was really good, and then I could see him start getting loosened up, and same with Ryan, a couple of other guys, and even Keith early on. He made some adjustments, and it just, my God, I'm just disappointed, but glad to be here. Thanks for you guys broadcasting it. I'm sure I'll get some text messages here in a little bit. There's a lot of people been watching lately, and every week, last week, you sucked. I get it. So I finished 4th last week. It's terrible. Late model race one year in Florida, 25 guys started. I passed for the lead on the top, and then I got shuffled back to third. I finished third, and only 3 cars finished. And I get home, and my wife says, "You finished dead last. I'm not going again." I mean, you just can't win.
Well, tonight it's a third out of way more than 3. So, and yeah, like you said, you had a fantastic car. You led the most laps, and I guess my final question before we get to your closing thoughts, do you still have that receipt?
Which one?
The that biscuit receipt?
The biscuit. Oh yeah, I think Pat Tryson took it. I guess everybody saw that. Yeah, yeah, that was a funny little bit, and unfortunately, things have changed at Viking Motorsports this week, and I'm dialing another driver in tomorrow. He'll be by there again, putting some seats in. But yeah, Clear 28, which is owned by Larry McReynolds and I think his son Brandon, they put on some skits. That's the second or third one we've done. It's been a lot of fun.
I was entertained, and also now I know what you look like. So
Yeah,
that's
when I saw it, I was like, "Damn, I'm gray and fat. I got to work on that."
well, that was entertaining, but so was tonight. Despite the circumstances ending the way that they did for you, still a great finish for you. Any other final closing remarks you want to give?
No, I say congrats to Keith on his win. He's just he's making championship moves. That's why he is the champion. And Wiley had another good run. And what a great race by the guys. I mean, what we have 3 cautions, 4 cautions. It was just it makes it hard to set the cars up because you don't know which hobo you're going to get, the 5 laps or the 50 laps. So it was a great night. You know, we're coming in closing on the Rubino's career here at Hobo Racing, and want to make sure they know how much we appreciate them and everything they've done for us here through the years. And appreciate you guys for being here and trying to work a deal and make sure you come back next year.
And that's the plan at the moment. Looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll be seeing plenty more of you at that point. But obviously, hey, still got you for 4 more races, man. Go get them.
Thanks.
I
I'm
got a
going to
quick
give them
question.
hell. Go ahead.
With next week being Talladega, I know the numbers have been kind of here and there here in the chase. Do you think we might see 25, 30 guys next week?
You know that Talladega brings out the Dega heads, and it's a possibility. I'm not sure how many we had tonight. It was good to see KJ come back, but yeah, there's anybody can win at that track, and it's been proven. And actually, to be honest with you, I'd like to see a different winner next week. I'm sick of the same 7 or 8 of us being up front. Yeah, there's a good possibility that make for me. That's the chance I have to have. Unfortunately, I have to have a big field and have Caleb and Keith have some issues, and for me to gain. And I want to do a shout out to Jeff Stakanis. You're wondering why he left during the race. Jeff's ring camera went off, and his dog ate something in the backyard.
Oh no!
He could not identify what animal it was, and he had to go get his dog. It was not pretty, so he unfortunately had to leave. That's why he left early.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I figured it was some kind of emergency because you don't typically see guys just randomly pull off the track when they're doing good.
Running fourth. He has a 200-pound. It's some I can't. He'd kill me, but I can't remember. It's a big dog, and apparently something got in the backyard, and there was nothing left except the mess.
Oh my!
That's crazy. I hope
you have to give him some crap about that next week. I'll tell you what. Next week, you guys during a caution need to interview him and ask him who let the dogs out.
Hey,
oh my God!
I'll tell you what. The dog thought he was eating that Steak and Shake.
Yeah, that's about what he said. It looked like he said. I got to go. There's confetti in the backyard.
It's a different type of confetti there, but we'll see you at Talladega, my man. Great job tonight, despite the ending.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
We got Wiley King in here a while. Wiley, do you copy?
Yeah, it's 10-4, man. It's good to be back in the broadcast booth again.
Great to be talking to you again, man. Great second place. You've got that car pretty well dialed in. You were keeping it up in that lead pack there pretty much the whole time. And then strategy kind of got you up there with that pit. And I think you pitted a little bit earlier than some of the other guys. So that was able to get you that undercut. And then you just kept it clean there, man. How are you feeling?
I'm 95% as happy as I could be.
5% would have been the win, huh?
Yeah, just because that's my number. No, it's full play on my number. But yeah, man, feeling pretty good. You know, I got Keith, man, he was just toiling with us all night, you know. So I was trying to get up there and at least get a lap led and get as good as finish as I could, you know. But I'm pretty happy, man. That's 4 straight top 5s in a row for me. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, man, you're on a great run here. Hey, you've had a season that you've had a couple wins. You've been running really, really solid. You've been top 10 pretty much all the whole time in points. I know that coming into this thing, you know, where were you? Yeah, you were 8th. So all in all, I guess I'll get your thought on this one. Just kind of the season overall, and how you've been feeling about how it's going for you, especially with those couple wins.
Yeah, like I said, 95% as happy as I could be. But I'm having the best year I've had, and I can't remember last time I had a season this good. So I'm just trying to keep it going, and finish as high as I can. You know, but Key's gonna be so tough. It's gonna be hard to catch him. He's just so consistent all the time. But it's all right. Just keep plugging at it, keep learning. You know, keep at it.
All you can do, man. I guess last question for me is as far as tonight went, just how the car was able to handle for you and how it was driving. A lot of guys were really on and off with tight, loose. I don't remember seeing too many moments from you, maybe 1 or 2, but all it seemed okay. How did it feel on your end?
Yeah, I liked it. We've been struggling with some different approach vectors and stuff like that all year, and it's starting to pay off. You know, picked up a lot of stuff from other leagues, for some other drivers and everything. I don't really know what else to say. Really, just kind of get in there and get it done, you know, as best you can.
As you can do, man. Zach, anything for a runner-up?
Not really. You kind of hogged all my questions on me. I'll
Yep.
just say, how are we feeling about Talladega next week, Wiley?
Well, you know, it's a crapshoot, but I've gotten a lot better at this plate races. So, you know, give it a shot. You got to stay in it, you know. I was going to say, I don't mean to talk about other leagues or nothing, but Andrew, you guys Thursday night over at that other league, we were in that Talladega, man, you guys kept saying, oh, we've never raced this track, this version of this track. We never raced it with, you know, realistic weather or whatever. But y'all were calling it dead exactly right on it, man. We was having to lift off a lot, stuff like that. So kudos to y'all figuring it out just by watching, you know.
We figured it out pretty quickly with how crazy the handling was, and seeing everyone was trying to take care of it. So yeah, that was something different to behold. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and maybe we'll be calling CCR again on Friday night for their Air 88 season finale. We've certainly mentioned that, and then of course prime time on Saturday. So, but Wiley, for you tonight, though, man, a great job in a very, very competitive field, getting yourself a runner-up finish and another top 5, like you said. So, got a lot to be proud of, my man. We'll let you have the floor here for any other closing thoughts you got, shout-outs, anything, whatever you want, man.
Oh, not a whole lot. Zach, I got your book. You know, I started reading it yesterday. I'm up on chapter 5 right now.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The racing league is having their big meeting. I think that's chapter 5. Anyway, I've been starting to try to read a few chapters every day just to give you some kudos.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but I think it's all right. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, so far so good. It's just finding the time, you know.
Yeah, it's tough to read. I know I always get, you know, messages. I think you might have even told me too to do like an audiobook, but that takes as much time as it did to write it almost. So
yeah, Tim. I was thinking about grabbing a microphone, and just doing it myself, and just giving it to you. So here's me reading your book if you want it. But yeah, I don't want to take away from the topic of the race and stuff. I know you need to talk to Keith and everything. So I'm just gonna say, you know, appreciate the team, appreciate the league, appreciate you guys, such and such and so on. We'll see you next week.
right on,
Yeah, man, great job and great runner-up. We'll hopefully see you on Friday, man. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, I'll work on Fridays and Saturday nights, so you don't expect me on that one. But I'll probably see you some other time. Definitely next Tuesday.
I gotcha. If best of luck at Talladega, my man.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Wiley King, the runner-up there. Just before we talk to
User
our
insufficient permissions.
race winner, I appear to have something important on Memento. Let me make sure that.
User joined your channel.
Don't forget to unmute.
Daddy in the house.
Mac Daddy! Yeah, sorry.
What's up, boys? It's chase time. The cream rises to the top.
Dude, it's as I can't remember if it was Wiley or Herman. It was Wiley that said it. You were just toying with the field, man.
I had a really, really good car, but I just kept getting myself behind. I got first time, the first caution, went 4 laps in. You know, some of them were talking about taking 2. I was like, no, we're taking 4. And I was sitting there messing with my mess, and I hit the space bar, and then it drops the jack, and they only put 2 on it. I said, well, I guess we'll figure out how good it is. I mean, it turned out good. I didn't really lose much time, and then sped on pit road.
Oh, so you sped on pit road.
Speeding.
You did not claim that accident. Okay, good to know.
No, that wasn't my fault.
Couldn't
were
really
thinking that.
tell.
I mean,
You fell to the way back, so I thought you were taking it because usually you fall to the way back if you take the wreck.
no, we don't do that over here. We don't.
I thought there
call
was
it,
a
but you
2
don't
claims.
have to go to the back.
Oh, okay.
You got 2 cautions, but you cause a
don't-
wreck. You don't have to go to the back.
Okay, so for the record, who was that caution claimed by?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I think that's all right.
a load of you know what. Anyway, back to you, Keith.
I had a front row view of it, and I will not say what I think.
Yeah,
Well, if you want my opinion, it's on the broadcast. So.
Because I'm gonna go back and watch the broadcast when this is over, so I will see what you're talking about. But I saw it. I had front row. I mean, I seen Harry coming up, and they touched. Harry said he was clear. Evidently, he wasn't. They hit, and then I'm on the brakes, and I still hit Caleb, and I got damage from it too. I hate it. I got right side damage, but hey, it is what it is.
it certainly didn't affect you one bit from what I was able to see there, man. You were on a rail for the most part. There was only at one part during the first half where you were leading, and then you started to fall back. It looked like the handling started to go on you, but then you got it right back.
That was 2 tires.
Oh, yep. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. Even just that little bit of difference.
When I was on 2, and then the longer it ran, they didn't run away from me. I was starting to even get back on them. So I had a really good car. I mean, this ain't the same thing I run the other night, Zach, because still the night when we raced, we hit about 10, 15 laps. I was getting loose. So I said, I told you the other night I was going to fix it, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed it.
I knew you were going to be dangerous. I didn't think you were going to be running through the field and be able to stay in the lead dangerous. Talk about that. You downshifted the third there to get by Herman. Were you planning on keeping that as like a little safety, a little secret plan there I can maybe downshift the third and get by these guys at the end of the run?
Well, I had third gear as a shorter gear, and fourth gear a little taller gear, you know, like a save you tire gear, and that's what I was running most of the time. But then, yeah, when I started getting close, started messing with Herman there, I threw it in third. I said, well, I need a little more giddy up on the exit. And then he was sitting there, and we was coming up on pit stops, and he's sitting there trying to make his adjustments, and I was sitting behind him. I already made my adjustments. I knew what I was going to do. So I ended up on the last stop. I think I had 7 gallons of fuel. I took a can, 4 tires, and I threw 8 clicks of track bar in it, and it felt just like it did, with full tank and 4 tires. And I threw it in third then. I run third that whole time then. That's when I run Wiley down and then drove away. And then after I got about a 2-second lead, I dropped it back and forth and just rode the rest of the way.
That's the marks of someone that knows what he's doing and knows that he's going to be in a good position heading into the wild card that is Talladega. I'll guess I'll ask you before we head to the big unknown that is that track. Any expectations? Any thought on what you're probably going to be doing, especially knowing that you've got pretty much an 80-plus point lead at this point?
Just be riding there with my teammates, enjoying the show.
I love
can
it.
sit back and ride in the group, and it's all gonna come down to pit stops, and we come out as a group together, and the other guys that pit together, just like on TV, whichever group has the best stop, that's who's gonna win the race.
See how it'll play out there at in a week's time. But Keith, you've done it again. You are now once again the winningest driver on the season with 8. That is huge right there. And hey, I feel like it ain't over yet. So best of luck keeping it going forward. But of course, before we let you go, man, whatever you want to close it out with.
Man, do y'all feel like I done broke Herman's spirit?
I think he broke himself when he had his pit road foible, unfortunately.
I would like to thank him for that, though, because when he did that, then Fugate spun, and I heard he missed KJ up too, so he just took out the rest of the teammates and let me do my thing. Thank you, Herm. Love you, bro. No, but I thought it was a really good race. I in the beginning there when the 48 stayed out, I ain't know what in the world he was thinking, but he did a good job and stayed out of the way and didn't cause nothing. So thumbs up, Noah. I was hard on you there under caution there. I was like, bruh. But we're in the middle of a championship and he shows up. This is only his second race ever running over here. I was just thinking the worst. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he did a good job. And I give a shout out to Herm. Me and Herm, we run Saturday. We probably run for 2 hours just trying to get the setup from half a tank on where you don't get loose. Because if you can mat it on exit, you're going to win because everybody else gets loose on exit. So that's what we worked on and it worked out. Shout out to Caleb. Nice pole out there. I didn't have nothing for you. Who else was I thinking? And good Lord, did y'all see that Killer Jules showed up tonight? Where you been, Bo?
He showed up and he was killing it.
Yeah, he said at one time in the race, he said the car's better than the driver, ain't knocked the rust off yet. I was like, well, good, keep it that way.
Yeah, he got himself a top 5. Still pretty darn good for rust, I guess you could say.
I feel bad for Caleb. Caleb had a good car and he got that mixed up with Harry on the back stretch and that kind of ruined his race. And I see where he ended up blowing up, but that's not good. But yeah, shout out to my girlfriend Pam. She's sick tonight. She's been in there, been sick the last couple of days. Maybe I hope she feels better. Shout out to Mama and Pete. Have y'all watched again? Mac Daddy did it again, baby. Let's go.
Back in victory lane, baby. Best of luck at Talladega. Hopefully we get to talk to you then. But man, this is looking good, man. Just keep it up.
If y'all get to talk to me next week, you know it's my year.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
We're hoping you get wrecked, so it's a little more entertaining. The last 3 races.
I mean, there is that, but
Yeah, I can say something to Zach right now, but I'm gonna refrain.
I'll move you both down to the waiting room, and y'all can hammer it out.
There you go. All right, thanks,
I'm
guys.
kidding.
No, I know he's kidding. Y'all do a great job, and I appreciate y'all hanging in there with us for the whole season. It's been awesome. We only got 4 to go.
3 to go, or 4. I keep forgetting Talladega.
Talladega is going to be a toss-up, but Stacanis will be really good there. And Caleb, they're all good there. I'll pick Herman for the pole, and the rest of the tracks are Martinsville, Homestead, and Phoenix. Thank y'all. I don't know who makes this schedule, but it just works perfect for me every year in the chase. So thank you.
And knowing what we got going on next year, I feel like that trend will continue, won't it? No, just
yeah. This next year is gonna be great. We put out a little bit of details about it the other night. The guys check emails, but next season's coming quick. Everything's gonna be really good, and Anyway, y'all boys have a good one. I'm out. Mac Daddy!
Like
Like
Danny
Daddy.
Victory Lane.
User was moved out of your channel.
He's done it again. Zach, your closing thoughts on tonight, my man? We just saw just more excellence out of that 28.
Yeah, Andrew, it was another great race with only a handful of yellows. These guys have been doing a great job minimizing the caution flags the last month now. Really happy with that. You know, it's nice to be able to wrap these races up here before quarter to 11, give you a little time to wind down before you got to head to bed. And hopefully we can keep seeing some great races, and we'll see if Mac Daddy keeps up the dominance or if the momentum, it's time for that momentum to shift or not. We'll see.
Talladega is going to be the big one. We've been hyping it up. Well, guess what? That's only a week from now. We'll see. Yeah, if Keith can just survive that, try to keep his points lead where it's at, something could very easily happen, as we said, with the car count. Could shift things drastically. I want to thank everybody that tuned in for tonight, including Brian in chat there. Appreciate the shout out. Congrats to Keith, and of course, congrats to everybody that got good finishes here tonight. Thank you, Zach, as always, for joining. We will see everybody on Friday night at CCR. Until then, a good evening to all. Take care.